Good afternoon, and I'm coming to you here from New York, Big Apple PonyCon here in Brooklyn, New York. And my name is Jenni Rae, here with Anime Jam Session, sitting here with Jessi Nowack, one of our guests for this weekend. And Jessi is primarily a fandom voice actor, is that correct?
Yeah.
And is this your first pony-related convention that you've been at, or have you been a guest prior?
At BronyCon 2012, which was last year, I just went as a con goer, but then I was a guest at Silly Philly Con, which was in Kansas City last year.
Oh wow! So are you originally from the East Coast, or are you from the Midwest?
It's funny, I moved a lot. I was born in San Francisco, California, and then I moved to Pennsylvania, and I moved all over Pennsylvania, and now I live in Connecticut. So
I'm actually very curious in Pennsylvania. What area of the state? It's a very big state. It's like Philly, Pittsburgh, and Pennsylvania right in the middle. So
yeah, Pittsburgh is where I mainly was.
Okay, I'm on the East Coast. I'm like 15 minutes from Jersey, so it's totally opposite and like Deliverance in between. So if you've ever driven through it, I understand. So speaking of your fandom work, I'm actually a huge fan of the Epic Pie Time, Epic Cupcake Time. Huge fan of that series. Can you tell our audience what characters you voiced in that series?
Sure. In Epic Pie Time and Epic Web Time, I voiced Vinyl Scratch, which is DJ Pong 3, or by the glasses. There's the next. I'm actually now a scripter for Alligator in the Tub production, so we're working on the next Epic Blank Time, and I play another character in there, but I can't talk anything about it, so it's a mystery right now.
Yeah, I figured the secret wouldn't be able to be out on that one. So.
Yeah, we're working really hard on it, and it's going to be really good. That's all I can tell you.
Now, with your other fandom work, I know DJ Pone 3 or Vinyl Scratch has had speaking parts in the original series. Have you done any characters that have actually had speaking parts in the Friendship is Magic series?
I voiced Gilda, the Griffin, in Phoenix Wright Turnabout Storm, which is a My Little Pony crossover with Phoenix Wright.
Which I have not seen, and I'm thinking I have to go back to the hotel room and YouTube that when I get done here. So.
Yeah, it has a very good plot, and I was very impressed by it. So I went to them and was like, hey, if you need any other voice actors for big parts or whatever, then I'm totally up for that. And they said, yeah, actually, this character, and they gave me a character that didn't end up getting in it. But then their Gilda voice actor dropped out, and they were like, actually, the Gilda is very much in your range. Have you ever tried to voice her? And I was like, no, Gilda's awesome. I don't want to voice her. I'll mess it up. But I gave it a try.
That actually leads me perfectly to my next question. And I was wondering how you feel, like if you have voice characters that you've liked, that you know what the original voice actors have done, a job that you think is fantastic. How do you feel doing your own version of that, and how do you get into that character and figure out how you would approach it?
Yeah, that really happens with, I'm a parody writer for Upward series and stuff like that, and so Dark Swamp is the main parody that I do, and it's a parody of Black Lagoon. Are you familiar with that at all?
I have not seen the whole series, but yes, it's the steampunk pirates, Revy with the guns, and yeah, familiar with it. Yeah,
and I voiced Revy. Gilda and Revy have the same voice actors, though, Marika Hendricks.
I actually did not realize that, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so Marika Hendricks is fantastic, and her Revy is like one of my favorite characters in anime. So when I was writing Dark Swamp, I didn't know what to do with Revy, because I was like, someone needs to voice her. I can't just make her a silent character. And it took a few days, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to give it my best shot. And people love her Revy, so I'm very happy with that.
That's fantastic. Have you ever gotten any good feedback, either which way, from any of the original voice actors, or?
Well, Final Draft was interviewing Marika, and near the end of it, he was like, by the way, have you ever heard of the Bridge series? And she hadn't, and so he started explaining, there are these parody videos that people make of the anime, and it's good because it advertises the anime, and people get into it because of it. She was really fascinated with it, and so he's going to give her Dark Swamp to watch, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
So you're waiting on pins and needles to see if there's any feedback from her on the series.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of scared by that, but it's also very exciting,
Is there anything you would actually, that you're chomping at the bit to voice, like something you would love to do a fandom of?
Luffy from One Piece is a very, very cool character. I voiced him in a few parodies, but I'd really love to do a full episode where I'm Luffy. That'd be awesome.
And it seems like you actually have a lot of passion behind this. You have a lot of experience. You've done a lot of different fandom projects. Do you have any ambitions to actually break into the voice acting industry? Have you tried? Have you recorded demos? Have you sent them out to any studios?
Yeah, I've recorded some demos and sent them out. I'd like to do it professionally. I've gotten paid for a few roles, but I don't consider myself a professional. You know, like, it's hard to like say what a professional voice actor is because I've been paid for roles, but I don't get regularly paid for roles, and it's kind of bit give and take. Like the example I use a lot is I've been paid $100 to say 5 lines, and I've also been paid nothing to say 142 lines. So it's very give and take, you know.
So yeah, really, you're a good point is how you define it. And so, what is your career at the moment? Are you in a theatrical field, an artistic field, a performance field?
Yeah, I studied acting since I was like 6, I think, because I went to these things. Pittsburgh Musical Theater is you know what I mainly did, and it's this place. It's basically a school in the summer for people who want to do performing arts. Like at this time you have dancing, at this time you have singing, and so I did that for like 8 years. And I've done theater consistently throughout my life, but I'm not going to college for it. I'm going to college for marketing because you know I want to have something solid.
That actually is actually a really good way to keep to keep your like the creative focus if you can get into the industry and be present in it, while having something that may be more steady than an acting job. So, but you can't wish for a better city to be in than New York City because of course Broadway. Any plans of seeing any shows while you're here?
Not at the moment. I love Broadway shows. I love Wicked. That's my favorite.
So, Wicked is something I always wanted to see. Book of Mormon's another one.
Yes, that one. It was sold out for like so long, no one could get tickets.
And Phantom of the Opera is celebrating its 20th birthday as of January. So,
That's awesome.
I just want to say thank you for spending your time with us. I think you have to get back on your schedule, perhaps, but I appreciate it. And thanks to the rest of the staff at Anime Jam Session. And we hope you have a great time here in New York City.
Thank you. I hope you do too.